These attacks have left me, I had to have eye surgery just this year, January, or February through May. I had 3 surgeries done on my eyes. My vision went in 4 years from 2015 to 2017 to 2250, 2270. So they legally blinded me, actually. I've had my eyes fixed, like I said, this last year, but they're still attacking my eyes. My eyesight is starting to fade again. I have a radiation burn on my neck, according to one skin doctor I went to see. And she walks into the room, and she looks at me, and she goes, well, that's a radiation burn. I can biopsy it. What do you do for a living and all that? I'm like, well, I drive a truck. She goes, well, that's kind of weird. And she did a biopsy on it, and luckily it's not cancerous yet. She says it could turn cancerous. My testicles are the same, radiation burn. Every time I would sit down in the restroom, these guys would attack me.
That's not common. I do hear many stories of electronic rape, and it's very sickening, very evil. Continue. Go on. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. And actually, they did electronically molest me, if you will.
That's very common.
I'm sorry. It's kind of funny now. It wasn't too funny at the time, but if you think of the mindset of these individuals to be doing something like that, I mean, that is demented, right?
Very. And, you know, they try to label victims with mental illnesses. They do everything they can to push you to show a display of anger to the public so that you will be diagnosed with mental illness. Many people are beginning to think that these people are mentally ill, a lot of them. Of course they are mentally ill. But the reason that maybe they're doing that is they want you to have the same lifestyle they had.
It's possible. And I've actually tracked a couple of these people, and one of them was in a mental health hospital out around Paris, Texas, due to a head injury, and they weren't going to let him go. Apparently, somebody else signed him out, and I still got to get confirmation on this. So, and I'm going to have to get an investigator's license, apparently, so I can go and pull this information, unless you know one that's working on it or anybody listening wants to lend a hand that has an investigator's license. Maybe we can get to the bottom of some of this. You know, and if anybody is, please contact me. I've got a lot of information. I'm sure we can track this back to the money and the source.
Are you suffering on the job at all? Has this made it difficult for you to work?
Yes, it's a challenge every day just to maintain, you know. I'd be lying to say it's not. These people stalk me, like I said, while I'm working. They attack me with the microwave hearing while I'm working. They do what I call drive-bys now. When I'm at my residence, they're set up close to me, right? So they can sit in the comfort of their own home and attack me at will. When I'm out on the road, the attacks are intermittent. And every time I feel an attack, you know, my heart starts increasing and my eyes start burning, I can look around and I can find one of these individuals, vehicles somewhere on the roadway with me. But, you know, what can you do? You know, you call in 100 cars a day as stalkers, and they have family and friends all over the state, it seems like, that I've been tracked back. And they just simply say, you know, I don't know what they're talking about. You know, the cops have to actually open their trunks and dig the electronics out of there. Because I'm sure that's where they're keeping them.
So you have suffered on the road mobbing. Because yeah. I know I have. I've had a convoy of cars surround me on, you know, the Eisenhower Expressway here in Chicago, and all their lights, they turned all their lights on and just surrounded me. I guess it was supposed to be intimidation, and it is. It's very frightening for a lot of people to be surrounded. And I've read that is a very common tactic for them. These people literally, I guess, are sitting around 24 hours a day, taking shifts and changes in shifts to stalk our, you know, the victims.
Exactly. You know, and it is a lot of intimidation. They do try to intimidate you. They try to scare you into doing something, you know. I hear a lot of BS to their electronics, you know. Tracy doesn't know. Tracy, you know, this, Tracy that, you know, he's going to be arrested or this or that, you know.
They're trying to scare you.
Hey, obviously, yeah. I mean, number one, I had no fear of being arrested because I've done nothing wrong, you know. So, but they're just, their mentality, I mean, my idiots here are like old-grown 10-year-olds, and that's how they portray themselves around here. I mean, the little games that they play. Now, I understand other people have real professionals on them, but not me.
Well, I know my people are professional. I've had airline pilots out of O'Hare Midway Airport who have been trained by our Air Force at one point to operate this equipment. Now they're no longer in the Air Force. They're at the airport, and they have access to this equipment. So I know who they are, and it's very difficult to do anything about it. They move very covertly. Your gang stalkers approach you a lot during the day. I've only had mine approach me once or twice. They really like to attack me by night. And a lot of sexual words, very horrible vulgarities. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I have. They call you anything but a white boy, you know. Yeah, but you know, like you said, you have professional individuals on you trying to do this to you, and it seems like all I have is an ex-cop, mentally ill family, which happen to have convictions for drug abuse and child molestation. So, if these people link back with yours, which obviously, I mean, it seems like they would with everybody else's, you know.
Well, how are you handling it today? What are you doing about it besides writing your logs? How are you coping with this?
Well, coping with it, I guess I look at the brighter side and know that, you know, like I said, I do know exactly who stuck this tracker in me, if you will, and where he's at. So, in the meantime, tomorrow I'm going to go to the Dallas FBI and file a report, so I have a report number, whether or not they do anything. Up until now, I've been getting all my medical work straight, so that I would have a baseline to show damages. You know, complete physical, getting everything fixed, upper, lower GIs, CAT scans, MRIs, everything to show that, you know, what my body state was at this point. And I did it all about the first of the year, ma'am.
You do feel it's been depleted?
I'm sorry?
You do feel that your body has been depleted by these attacks?
Right, well, it has. It's been tore up, but, you know, not to the point that I can't function at all yet, so I wanted to get a baseline and all that done, because these individuals, you know, they're not, I don't think they're intelligent enough to know when to quit. They seem to think that they're untouchable for some reason, that they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and if the world finds out who they are and where they live, everybody's going to come by and buy them a beer and say, good job. I don't see that happening myself. I see quite the opposite. As many people as they've hurt and done this to over the years, that if I could publicize who these people are, like in a national newspaper or a 30-minute 20/20 interview or something, I don't see these people making it, you know. They'll want to go to jail just so they'll be safe.